All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 2 of Two Brothers.
Two brothers?
Two podcasts.
Hey,
This will never happen again.
this is the
We should stop here.
Yeah, this is the
This
golden
is-
podcast.
This is the best Okay, anyways.
It's not.
It's not. Well, last week, somewhat successful. We did all right. It was our first go at it.
I was happy with it. I watched 17 minutes of it.
Well, being here when we talked about everything, it was kind of boring watching over it.
I
But,
still did find the 17 minutes that I watched enjoyable at least,
Yeah.
so that shows that maybe other people will.
Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah, we have a very particular sense of humor that people may not find funny.
It's called Not Funny.
Yeah.
And we're really good at it. We wanted to start off with, you want to get the hats?
Yes.
Okay, so I recently hit 100 subscribers on this channel, so
Woohoo. All right. Enough of that.
all right. Just wanted to say thank you guys. I appreciate all of you who subscribe, stick around, and watch. I'm surprised the podcast did as well as it did. It got like over 50 views, which I thought I was
Yeah.
going to get like 9 because I thought people were going to see it was an hour and be like,
Yeah, I think it's because both you and me shared it on Twitter, Facebook, and I'm pretty sure that's it. But of course,
Yeah.
I'm more famous on you than Twitter, or than you on Twitter. Excuse
well,
me. A lot of
okay.
recent tweets have shown that, so that's probably why all
Just
my
different times of the
dedicated
day, lots of
following
different
were able to
variables.
come and watch the video for me, not him.
Well, anyways, I'm glad you guys did enjoy, and if you're watching this far in, that's promising.
Yeah, we are on SoundCloud, iTunes,
We're not yet.
Imager, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook.
Well, actually, I haven't done anything. I was gonna try and get us on iTunes. You have to do a whole RSS feed and everything
What is
for
that?
iTunes. I don't know. It's just some kind of code or something that iTunes can see. So like, all iTunes need is that URL, and then it's got all your artwork and everything. So I don't know how to set that up. I'm gonna learn. It's not gonna take that long, but I just want to wait till we have a few episodes and actual artwork
Yeah.
because it's gonna display on the app.
Make sure we don't quit after 3 weeks.
Yeah, so probably about 5 episodes in, we'll start doing that. For now, we'll just do it on YouTube. I
Yeah,
think that'll be
yeah.
fine. But
And SoundCloud probably not do that just because you have to pay a membership fee to put more than like 2.5 hours worth of
yeah,
shit
and
on it.
SoundCloud, I mean, like for the most part, if you have either an Android or iTunes, you can get it on like Google Play or iTunes. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's, if we're doing that, then we're hitting all platforms pretty much. I did want to clarify one thing. I already talked to Reese about it. I made a video
Oh, yeah.
last week. It was explaining Twitter to an 8-year-old. I thought it was an alright video, did well-ish, did well on Twitter. In the video, I said something about, oh, there's a lot of Nazis on Twitter, so watch out about that. And I was like, oh, what's a Nazi? Do you know who Ben Shapiro is? And at the time, I had mixed up Ben Shapiro with, I should have said Richard Spencer, the guy that was doing like the Hail Hitler thing and like, Hail Trump, Hail Trump.
Okay, don't do
that
it.
guy. Just please don't make that into a GIF. I don't want that to end at all.
Yeah. Hey, all of you 50 dedicated viewers who definitely know how to make GIFs, don't make it. into
Yeah,
a
I don't
GIF.
even know how to make a GIF. But anyways, I messed up. I didn't realize it until like 2 days later that, oh shit, Ben Shapiro is just like a right-wing commentary guy that I just don't agree with. But he's not a Nazi. So I don't want people to think that I'm just like some guy on the left that just says anyone who's Republican's a Nazi and
Yeah.
make me look like an idiot. So I just took it down. But
That's probably the best thing to do in that scenario, at least,
I mean, it got 30 views though, man. 30
Man,
views. That's
those
like
30 people
cents.
may hate you now.
30 people are pissed at me.
Yeah.
Well, not. Well, how many? It got like 8 likes. So 8 people are
22 people are pissed at you.
22 people are pissed at me. Yeah.
Would you like to talk anything more about that, or should we move on?
No, just wanted to get that out of the way if anybody noticed that, and just so I can clear the air, kick some of that dirt off my name.
Moving on.
All right. So I just wanted to bring up, I feel a bit more comfortable now because last week us doing the podcast for the first time,
Yeah.
just being a little nervous, just because I'm not used to, just being raw, unfiltered, an hour long of
Yeah.
this.
Trying to be funny for an hour is
I can't
very
even be
difficult.
funny for like
Yeah, I
5
was gonna
seconds.
say that. It's difficult because also I can't always talk like this the whole time because I'm just gonna be monotone. I gotta add inflection.
Please don't add inflection. God, I'd be pissed if like there's an hour long of just us talking like that.
Hello, I'm Reese, and this is Chris.
I'm Chris. So one thing I did bring up, or I did write down, that sheet I've been working on it at work with the podcast, like just some stuff to remind myself. I brought it home this time. It's real.
So we're already doing better than last week.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna real quick take a sip of my water.
Okay, I'll do it too.
That's some good H2O.
All right.
So, this week we went to office trivia at a
yeah.
local restaurant.
Yeah, a local restaurant and bar.
Oh, yes, it was pub trivia, The Office, and it was just okay.
I don't really know what I was expecting it to be, but it was worse.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't like the trivia was bad or anything like that. It was actually pretty good questions that we did decent at. Like we got
7 wrong. Was it out of 30?
It was 3 rounds of 10 questions, and we got 7 wrong altogether. And they were like pretty hard ones, or just ones that we realized at the end that, oh, okay, we should have known that type thing, like brain farts.
Like it was one of them was, what's the name of the 2 guys that started Dunder Mifflin? They're both Robert.
Yeah,
I didn't guess that.
We at least knew one of them was Robert, but we didn't know that both of them were.
And it's one of those like, oh yeah, that sounds like The Office, that they would just make 2 people, the first name's Robert, do that. But,
yeah.
So it was just questions like that stumped us, but
I was expecting there to be less people. I thought there was
more
gonna be,
chairs.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a lot of people, and maybe like they'd bring in like stools or some shit like that.
it had to be like 30 to 40 people just standing in their little groups around this crowded area. And it was a lot of like moving out of the way and doing the
Sorry.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, and it was still enjoyable. It was me, Chris, and our friends Jacob and Joe. Has Jacob ever been on your channel? Joe has.
Wait, no, Jacob has. He was in the Christmas sweater video.
Okay,
if you remember that, and then Joe was in the ham cooking video. So they both made appearances on Vlogmas.
So we went with them, and then afterwards we made a quick pit stop. And by that I mean we stayed there for like an hour and a half at Denny's for some dinner, some late night grub at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and that was, I put a lot of garbage into my body.
Oh god, I had a slam burger, which is a bacon cheeseburger with an egg and hash browns on it, and oh god, it wasn't that great.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it was okay. I was pretty hungry. I hadn't eaten since like the
that's
afternoon.
why I liked it, just because I was so hungry, but it wasn't that great at all.
Well, in breakfast, usually like I got the French toast slam or something. No, the lumberjack slam, because I think of myself as a lumberjack, and I got that, but
a H3 production shirt.
Oh yeah, rep the Papa Bless. Yeah, it fits the best out of most of my shirts. But I don't like wearing it to my work, like my full-time job, because adults are gonna be like, "Is that a Papa John? What's Papa Bless?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a." You heard of memes? You know YouTube, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, cool." So I don't like.
Is that cat place?
Yeah, I zip up my hoodie whenever I wear it at work, but
one thing I was gonna bring up, a funny thing that happened while we were at Denny's was, as we were leaving,
oh no,
what I assumed to be homeless person came in, and we were all standing like up like at the front. We were about to pay and leave, and a homeless guy came in, and he kind of looked at me and was like, "Oh hey," like he knew me.
And I heard him behind me, and I looked over, and I thought he was talking to some other people.
Exactly, I thought so too. So he was doing direct eye contact with me, so I was like thinking he was like moving out of the way so he could talk to his like friend behind him or something like that. And he just kind of looked away, and then he went up to our friend Jacob, who was paying, and he did the exact same thing. Like he pretended like he knew him. I was like, "Oh hey," and in the moment Jacob went with it.
Jacob was like, well, at first Jacob was like, "Oh, I don't, that damn fly."
Oh god damn it, there's another one.
We'll try to ignore it.
All right.
Anyways, Jacob's like, "I don't think we know you," and then he was like, "No, yeah, I know you," and then he was like, "No," and it was just weird.
He introduced himself. He said his name, like he was like, "Oh, I'm Jacob," or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, Jacob," like he knew him. It was just kind of unsettling.
He wanted a ride to Walmart, which Walmart was literally 50 feet away. The parking lot was like, because it was Walmart, a hotel, and then Denny's. So,
which that area just sounds like, describing it to people is amazing. A Denny's within walking range of a
there's
Walmart.
always some shit going on at Denny's. I know every time to just expect something. Okay, this fly is gonna fucking drive me crazy.
Just stop looking at it. There's always such zany characters at Denny's. I noticed like the table next to us had a guy in a powdered white suit, right, or something like that. I remember he just looked kind of odd because he wasn't dressed like how normal
Yeah.
people are.
There was a lady that was eating by herself. She looked like late 50s, and she was just drinking coffee by herself on a table. And I'm like, that looks upsetting.
Well, I mean, that's not different, though. That's like...
Well, I know, but it's like, 10, 11 at night, and you
Oh,
just go
yeah,
to
that's a good
Denny's and
point.
drink coffee alone. Like, it's. I was like, what's going on in your life?
Anyways, that was
I asked her, what's going on in your life?
We lost Chris for a good few minutes as he was just talking to this lady about her life.
Yeah, I gave her some coaching. I was like, hey, listen, I dropped out of college.
Go to YouTube.
I got
Look
this.
up Chris
I got
the
this gig at
James.
YouTube right now.
You looking for a job? I need an
pretty tight.
intern.
You ever had 100 people look at you at once?
Not at once.
Not at once.
Never at once yet.
Yeah, not at once.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, it was a pretty fun night altogether. I thought the Office trivia was enjoyable. I had a good time since I just recently finished watching it, so it brought up some good memories of the
Yeah.
past month or so of watching it.
That's good. I haven't watched in a long time. I usually just watch an
Yeah.
episode here and there.
Yeah, I was binge watching all of it just because is it confirmed that it's getting removed from Netflix?
That's probably bullshit because that's one of their biggest like stream shows.
It fucking better be.
Or did you see it on Twitter?
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay,
probably
yeah, that's
bullshit.
a good point.
Usually anything on Twitter is always like I saw this tweet the other day. It was yesterday, and it was like talking about in Malaysia. I think it was saying like temperatures were at like 68 degrees Celsius and trees were catching on fire. And then someone did the math. They're like, that's like 140 degrees. It's never happened before. That's impossible.
Yeah.
And it's just like how quick bullshit spreads on Twitter. I fucking hate Twitter so much.
Yeah, it's such a great thing, but it's also the worst thing ever.
Like I get on and there's some funny stuff, but God, everyone just gets so pissed. Everyone jumps to conclusions. Just the piss thing. Everyone is always so
Yeah.
angry.
It's the epitome of just all of the internet at once.
It's just this ball of anger.
Whenever I want to
Energy.
get like actually kind of decent news, I go to Reddit just because they have like, it's like not quite as bad as that.
Yeah.
Like I just look at the front page and shit like that and see different news articles. It's pretty interesting, you know?
Yeah, the only place I really like, because I don't think CNN is fake news, but I know CNN's done a lot of shady shit, like with this election, like when they'd cut off certain clips at like just the right time, when like if you watched a little bit more of it, the story would change.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really, CNN's just a little bit more to me, but I'm not on that fake news bandwagon.
Yeah.
But I think like NPR, I know I've never had any problem. NPR is usually
Yeah,
pretty.
no, they're pretty reliable. And then there are just different channels or stations, I guess, that have just a bias, but they still...
I like Fox. I feel like it's usually a lot of just well-rounded, soft-spoken people.
Yeah, they're usually
gay.
Was he on it?
I don't know. He might. I don't think he's on
He
Fox.
just has an internet show.
Oh, okay. Just
But
the-
like, yeah, different. Like, even though, like, Fox is pretty bad, but it's just because they're really biased. Just in the same way that MSNBC.
well, it's
being-
opinion news. It's not like a
Yeah.
lot of their stuff is like they have Fox News, which is just like like kind of more of a news thing. But then like they also have a lot of
Yeah.
opinion shows that are disguised as news, where it's just people talking about their opinions and
that's where people start like, getting misinformed because they think these opinions are actual facts and stuff like that. It's rough.
yeah.
Anyways, one thing I want to bring up is the fact that we're not going to be talking about any movies this time.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything still, and I mean,
I can
the
talk about
part that-
Dunkirk again and say
well,
the
the-
exact same thing I did last week.
the part that was most boring to me in the last podcast was just when we talked about Baby Driver. And I
Yeah.
think that was also because like we haven't seen it in a while. It was a little half-assed just because we
Yeah.
didn't want to like go that much into an old movie.
Also because you took like 2 to 3 minutes to explain the plot.
Yeah, because I
which-
feel like I don't know where any of the viewers are like because if someone hadn't seen the movie we just talked, then we're totally boring. But I don't know if some people have seen the movie. I feel like just a few people in the audience.
regardless, I think we could have gone without the plot.
Yeah,
And, like,
probably
description.
so. Just watch
Could've
that next
just-
time, Reese. All right.
Either way, we wanted to see. I wanted Chris to see Dunkirk, and then both of us wanted to see Atomic Blonde.
Mhm.
That looks like, well, not looks like it hasn't happened, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
One movie I do want to actually see now is Logan Lucky.
Yeah,
the
that
movie with
looks
like
good.
Adam
Looks
Driver,
fun.
Channing Tatum,
And James Bond.
yeah, James Bond.
What's his name? I don't remember.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Yeah, the British guy. He looks
Um,
like fun.
Yeah, it looks like a really funny movie, and I saw before it came out, like, how sometimes there's like critic reviews before it comes out because
Mhm.
they're able to see the screenings. It had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
So I'm excited for that. It's always good to see a new like comedy that isn't just a shitty. Excuse me. rom-com that looks like actually creative and original do good.
Mhm.
So I'm happy for that. Like
Yeah.
2017 has been a fucking awesome year for movies, I think.
He has a lot of stuff. I mean,
It
I'm
came
glad that,
right
like-
out of the gate with like Logan being awesome.
yeah, and I'm glad that I know a lot of people don't like Marvel and like just superhero movies. I think it's flooding the market, which I get. But
They are.
I mean, I'm glad that like we don't like the next Marvel movie's coming out in November. That's Thor. It's the good Thor movie, and then the next one is Black Panther in like the winter, and then the next one is Infinity War.
I'm
So
excited
it's
for
like
Black Panther.
yeah, me too, and I'm excited for Infinity War too because it's just gonna be able to see. I've been waiting for Guardians of the Galaxy to meet the Avengers, and it'll be
Yeah,
so
that's gonna be enjoyable.
so cool to see.
I want to see Chris Pratt, how good of an actor he is now that he doesn't have the love of his life anymore.
Oh yeah, that was really caught me off guard.
I
Chris
thought-
Pratt and what's her name again? It's
Anna
Anna
Faris.
Faris. Oh, it's Anna.
How about we mix it? Anna Faris.
You
And I'm also very excited. Where is I going to go at this point? Oh yeah, I hope now that he's single and ready to mingle. He's probably not ready to mingle quite yet, but I hope that him, Aubrey Plaza, happened to meet at a
aren't they
bar
like a
late
big
one
age
night.
difference?
I don't know. In
It's
Parks
not
and Rec,
okay.
it was like 3 or 4 years. But
Well,
I want them to date because they dated in Parks and Rec. Okay.
I understand. Yeah,
You're
they
like a
because
Jim
he
and
looks
Pam.
like 30s and she's like early 20s. That's what they look like.
So
I have no
what?
idea. No need for facts.
Love, age is
All
just
right.
a number.
You're right. Also, I was gonna mention the set update. We got a little bit better lighting. Last one was pretty shit to look at.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes dim lighting can look good,
Yeah,
but not all the time.
Since we have SLRs, they're like, you need a lot of light for these things to look good. So I just brought in some more, normal, warmer lighting. Like, so none of the light in here is like fluorescent video lighting. It's still like that's just a normal light bulb in there, so it's
Yeah.
softer. And just got these 2 lamps, and then this piece of shit I got out of a thrift store, and yeah, and I got some acoustic panels online. They're cheap as shit, but they maybe
just
they
so
do the
that
job a little
the
bit.
noise that we're saying that's going to go all the way over there, bounce over, can lightly tap the soundproofing, rather than put it where the noise is going to go.
I fucking thumbtacked it to the wall because I was like, I forgot to get command strips. Turns out it comes with a roll of adhesive that I could have used. So a little pissed about that because you can see the reflection of them. But whatever, it's we learn and we grow. I saw this guy. I was on my way home and I thought he was like, I was like, oh shit, I gotta slow down because it was a cop in the middle of the highway, like where they
Oh, yeah.
wait for people. And I was like, ooh, slow down. And then I saw him turn his lights on, not his like siren lights, but like his headlights turned on. And he turned around and he pulled some other guy over. So I was like, thank fuck.
Mhm.
But I was thinking, how a lot of comedians use comedy and cops like it. Like comedians are always talking about how if you can make a cop laugh,
Yeah,
you're
when they're
good.
famous.
Well, that too, but there's also a lot of comedians that like some people don't know who they are. So like, they'll just make a cop laugh even if like the cop doesn't recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, can I use any of my minuscule comedic genius to win over a cop?
Do you want to do some role play to figure it out?
I figured
I
out
can
what
be
I
a
would say.
cop.
It's just one line that I'm going to say. Now,
Okay.
maybe they'd be okay with it.
I'll be the cop real quick. So I'm walking up to your car and I do the baton tap on the window because you haven't rolled it down yet.
No, I would roll. Okay.
Okay.
I rolled it down by now.
I'm just gonna ask. Do you know why I pulled you over, son?
Be like, sir, I'm going to be honest with you. In the 42 seconds that has been since you turned your sirens on, I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot. And I honestly think I've changed. And, I was a fool back then. I was just a child. What can I say?
That's pretty funny.
I think that would work, and I think I can
I
maybe
don't know if
play
it'd
that
work.
off.
It'd make him laugh, maybe.
Well, I've been pulled over twice, and I've not gotten a ticket. Maybe it's my white privilege. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it didn't help me.
Yeah, so probably not then. But mine was first time I was in the car with 3 of my friends, Noah, Joe, and Jesse, and we had a car full of Taco Bell. I said some dumb fucking shit. It was like this woman cop and this guy cop that was just kind of walking around the car, and she I guess they pulled me over because my taillight on my old car just had a chip in the plastic. It was still functional and everything, but there was just a piece missing. So it's still nothing wrong with it. So they didn't really have a reason to pull me over, and or that I could have gotten a ticket for. So anyways, they're talking to me and got my insurance. Now the one problem that was happening was I wasn't at that point in having my license for a certain amount of time where I could have 4 people under 18 in the car or under 21 or something like that. So I was breaking that. I had to be 17. it used to be 6 months after you got your license, and then you were fine to do that. So I just kind of played off I thought it was 6 months. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, it changed. I don't know, it's silly, but blah, blah, blah. So they were on my side with that. But she was like, you guys don't have any drugs in here, do you? And I'm like, no, the only thing, ma'am, we're slinging is Taco Bell. And it was the dumbest shit in the world. I could hear Noah in the backseat just go, when I said that. And it wasn't funny just because it was like a dumb dad thing. Like, I would have had a mustache. And I'm like, no, sorry, ma'am, the only thing we're slinging is beef burritos. And she didn't laugh. But she wasn't like,
how did she react?
She was like, oh yeah, okay. Like she felt bad. She was in the power position and she was like, oh fuck, this guy is a dumbass. But
wasn't the other guy? I remember you telling me this story. I don't remember it entirely well. The guy, wasn't he like kind of shining a light in there, like looking at like
just kind of like looking in, and I mean, Jesse's the only minority in the car. But he's like a protected minority because he's Indian, like or Native American. So he was protected. Maybe that's it. But I don't know. I mean, that was the first time being pulled over, so I was intimidated. Like when I was driving away, I did like the SpongeBob like toe through the shoe thing on my gas pedal to like leave. So I was pretty fucking nervous. But
yeah, my me getting pulled over and getting fucking ticketed was a lot less funny. It was just I was coming home from work like kind of late at night.
And you take country roads home, right?
Yeah, basically. The road I take home, like it's in Winnebago, and right until like outside of Winnebago it's 35. But as soon as you hit this one sign that says, hey, end of 35-mile-per-hour zone, it's 55. And so towards the end I was kind of speeding up just so that I could, just be the same speed and get home quick, because I don't like not being home. I don't know where I was going to go with that. I was going to say something I probably wouldn't want to.
Okay.
And so I was going 52 right before this 35 sign, and a cop was sitting there. And my thoughts, like, as I was driving by, like, he saw me go really fast. He turned his lights on and shit and pulled up behind me, but he didn't turn his cop lights on. And I was like, I wonder why that guy was sitting there.
You fucking dumbass.
And then I saw the lights. I was like, fuck, damn it. And I pulled over. And the worst part about it was like the guy gave me like no mercy, which I understand. Technically I was 17 over the speed limit, and that's but I was in my dumb Culver's uniform because I was just getting off of work, so I had my like little blue polo on. As like he came there with my glasses and my greasy face because it's fast food.
Oh god, I would have just like shined the light and been like,
oh god,
fuck. Have you been just like got back into my car and drove away.
I was hoping he'd give me a little mercy because it was my first ticket and first time ever being pulled over, but oh well.
Yeah.
And it was even worse because I had to pay. It said on the ticket like pay $120 plus however much for a driving class. Whoops! It's $345 altogether.
So you have to take a driving class?
Yes, at Rock Valley.
Oh, you should go and be like, guys, this is a mistake. I already learned how to drive. It'd be dumb.
Make some friends there.
Well, they'll probably find some fine specimens there.
Yeah.
The second time I got pulled over and didn't get a ticket, I was driving with 3 of my friends, all women, because that's how I roll usually, with lots
friends.
of puss in the car. And
but as friends.
Yes, and
friend puss.
Yeah, friend. Okay. Anyways, so I was driving, and then it was basically we were coming from a 50-ish kind of road into a residential, like like a small town. We were going to Six Flags, so we were driving through lots of little small farm towns.
So it's kind of the opposite of my
pretty
situation.
much, yeah. And I didn't slow down necessarily to where I needed to be slowed down to, and then got pulled over. And the guy was like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I was like, I think it's because I was going too fast. And he was like, yeah. And then I don't know, something about
such a fucking dumbass.
Oh wait, I don't remember necessarily because it was like 3-ish years ago. Like what happened? I think I was being kind of a dumbass, like bad funny dumbass, kind of like the slinging Taco Bell. I didn't say nothing nearly as fucking stupid as the slinging Taco Bell, but I know I was just kind of being dumb, like I'm funny Chris, like, and maybe that's why I got. And that was after, but I remember the first one, the Taco Bell one, so much more. But yeah, so that one worked out in my favor as well. But yeah, next time, hopefully, as long as I'm not going crazy fast.
Yeah.
I go consistently fast on the highway, though, because pretty much like 15-ish, 20-ish minutes of my drive to work is freeway. and it's like 70 on the freeway that I take to work, but I usually go like 80ish. But so is everyone else. Like in the morning when everyone's
Yeah.
going to work, everyone's going 80. So I don't think, although I do see cops pulling people over, like it's not as much of a thing. Usually, if I'm the one going fast, I'm the only one on this road that I'm like, okay, I better watch out. But
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and you're fucking lucky.
I am.
God damn it.
I truly am. It's all because I am a funny man. I'm
Funny
extremely
white
funny.
man.
That's
I was just a poor little nubile white boy.
I know, you just greasy faced,
Yeah.
pathetic fuck.
Yeah,
And-
I probably looked like a bug just because, like, one, as I was sitting there, because in my rear view or my side mirror, the like floodlight that I have was
Oh.
shining right into that thing, so I was just like this the whole time. I'd move, and then it was in my rear view mirror, so I had to find. I was trying to find the sweet spot,
You
and
should
so he
put
came up.
sunglasses on,
I didn't have any, at
and
the
then
time.
he could have looked like a tool.
Oh, I always do.
Yeah.
So like, there's always that kind of blinding me, even though I'm already blind out of one eye. So he just came
Mhm.
up. I was like, "Yes, officer."
Maybe
was like
get a little bit closer to the mic. I'm just making sure we're not like at such a different level to where you're further, not like that, but maybe like around that. You don't have to do that ugly
Okay.
ass like the. Hi guys. Welcome to the
uh,
podcast.
well, This is
This is
Golf
NPR.
Radio.
This
NPR
is
is a better term.
Bill Schumacher for NPR.
Anyways, let's stop talking about how much in debt
Yes,
I
how much
am.
money do you owe? No, it's okay. I'm in credit card debt, so
Yeah.
mine's a little bit worse.
I used the a good phrase to describe my kind of debt, which is like training wheels debt. And I'm just in debt.
No, yours is
my-
crime debt. You're a delinquent.
No, I'm in debt to mom and dad because I got to pay them back for it. So
Mommy and daddy. Okay.
all right.
So we can touch on net neutrality a little bit because I looked more into it, and I'm not like
I
a
was gonna say, I
dumbass like
hated,
last time.
when you brought that bit up, I was like, okay,
know,
I
was
know
listening
some
to it.
about this, but I was not fucking prepared for that at all.
I know,
I
and
hated that.
I was listening to myself talk about it. I was like, wow, Chris, you really didn't know shit.
I'm still not informed on this. I wish you would have told me that.
Well, I can inform you
it.
because I am. So, net neutrality, I don't think they have a select date or whenever they're going to try and push this bill. So, I think his name is Ajit Pai. He is the
Pie.
oh shit, that fly is fucking pissing me off. Anyways, so he's the one, the main one trying to like get this bill to take care of the Title II, version of net neutrality, so that the internet is not a utility and Comcast and Time Warner can do whatever they want. Now, the main push for this and like his whole reasoning, because he's on the right wing and their whole thing is like small government, not as much, government regulation, have the internet free, and the free market will take care of ISPs that are fucking people over. But the only problem is Time Warner and Comcast pretty much own the internet. They just have separate sections of the country. So you could either do that or you can go to shit internet. We kind of covered that last week.
Yeah, just to
But-
give an example, my mom, who's also his mom, came to me recently and was wondering if I'd be interested in lowering our internet to the rural local internet service other than Comcast in our area called Frontier, and so I was like, okay, I know they're historically bad because a lot of my friends have recently like changed back to Comcast because it's just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up their packages, all of them, the different price points. They had different like things that were added for like as it got more expensive, but consistently it always said up to 6 megabytes.
Yeah, fuck me. Jesus Christ.
It did not say whether or not that was upload or download. Regardless, like all the different price points, like from like $25 a month to like 50, only 6 megabytes.
Why don't you have mom just call Comcast and try to finagle a deal out? Because that's usually the deal is if you call them, it's pretty
that's what we're gonna
negotiable.
do. I told her this,
Yeah.
and I told her that like it's gonna be to the point where if you like go onto Facebook on your phone, I'm not gonna be able to use my computer.
Well,
And I looked up some different Comcast packages, and they have for $55 a month, which is a lot cheaper than what we're paying now, 75 megabytes a month, which is more than what we have now.
that's what I'm paying for right.
say a
Oh wait,
month.
hold on. Let me go turn the camera back on.
Okay.
There's not going to be video for a second.
I'm gonna continue speaking, and all right. So should we have done a clap sync or anything like that with us?
No.
Oh, yeah, I
Premiere
forgot.
does
Premiere.
it for
Oh, yeah.
us.
Oh yeah. And it also has 10 plus channels, but I'm gonna see if she can just figure out a deal where there's just no cable because we're trying to get rid of that.
Well, what I'm because I'm doing the Blast Internet too. That's what that is. But
Oh.
since I had to buy or rent a router because the routers we had were tied to our old Comcast that my dad's under, since this is all me now, we had to get a new router. So that's $10 extra a month, and then so total I'm paying like $70 a month, just like with taxes and everything for this shit. And I'm just getting around like 40 to 50 megabytes download. So they're like, my internet's not as fast. So I'm gonna call, finagle something out. I want to get cable.
Usually, what you got to do is just say, "Hey, I'd like to cancel my service." And they're like, "Oh, what can we do to get you to stay?"
No, my fucking luck. I'm gonna be like, "Hi, I'd like to cancel my service," and they'll be like,
Okay,
"All right,
done."
done." Yeah, but I'm gonna be like, hear me out." And they're gonna be like a
Hear me out.
fucking
Give me
idiot.
75 megabytes.
I'm gonna be a
No,
little
they,
cuck.
they pretty much have to do that all the time. Like, Mom was going to cancel HBO because we only get it just to watch Game of Thrones each season. Last year, she got it. 10 episodes happened. She was going to cancel it. And they're like, "Oh, what can we do to get you to stay? How about we give you HBO for free?" They also gave us like stars, and then cut like $25 a month off our bill.
Damn.
Yeah, just
Well-
say, "Hey, I want to leave."
Well, I want faster internet. They have the 150 and 300 megabit down or like internet for like around 100 that I'm gonna try and do, but I have to get my own router for that. Like
Oh.
theirs don't do those speeds, so I have to like get one of those cool ones from like Office Max and Best Buy. The ones that are like $200-$300.
Cool and Office Max don't usually fit together in a word.
Yeah. Well, I would always when I was working at Office Max, I'd always love going down that aisle because you get to see all the really like high end fucking routers and stuff. That was always cool. So it'd be cool to get one.
You live a sad life.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so the whole thing with the internet neutrality and stuff. So they're trying to get that pushback, and my original thinking was, well, even if the Senate and all that stuff and the Congress, whoever's voting, I don't know, I think it's the Senate that has to do it first. I'm not sure. Anyways, if they end up doing this and net neutrality goes away, I was hoping that like maybe big players like Netflix and YouTube would come in and do something about it because they don't want to be kicked in the dust. But turns out Netflix, they're so big, they don't give a shit now. They know that they can just broker, because back when in 2015 when Title II became a thing for the internet, Netflix was a big contributor in that. They did a lot of stuff. They were like getting close to having customers protest it, and but that's when they were big, but not as big as they are now. And one of their spokespersons came out recently and said something like, well, we're at a position now to where we can just brokerage a deal with Verizon or Comcast and make sure we're on their fast thing. We're so big now, it doesn't really matter to us. So they don't give a shit.
I do know that they did participate, I'm pretty sure, in the worldwide like protest day where it was like,
When was that?
it was a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember what I was supposed to do. I signed up for like the newsletter on an email account I don't use, just so I don't have to fucking read it all the time.
Well, maybe they
But-
care, but they're not worried about it.
Yeah, I do know Amazon was also a part of it.
Mhm.
Vimeo, which
Vimeo.
Vimeo.
Mm.
YouTube was not. So hey, if
YouTube
you,
doesn't
if
give
you
a
want
shit. YouTube's like, we'll make our own internet. We don't care. We can afford it.
with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah. Well, Google, I'm waiting for Google Fiber to come because that's like, I know Google's one of those companies that what?
I want it.
Oh, they said they don't. Well, I know Comcast does fiber internet. It's only in Chicago right now, though. I mean, it's in other cities, but Chicago's the closest one to us. But the thing about Google Fiber, and I remember reading up on this back, like, I think it was in 2015 when the whole net neutrality thing was like starting to come up again. But the big thing Google does a lot, like they did this with Google Chrome, they did this with Gmail, is they'll see like an industry or something going on where it's like, for example, Internet Explorer. They're like, Internet Explorer, you kind of fucking suck. We're going to make our own, and it's going to be a lot better, and that's going to force you to have to be better. They did that. Now Internet Explorer, while I don't like it still, it's a lot better than how it was when it was like the shittiest.
Edge.
Yeah, it's Edge now. They're edgy. So Google Chrome is essentially, they're doing the same thing with ISPs. They want to make Google Fiber and say, hey, yeah, we'll give you gigabit internet and cable for $130 a month. And that's going to make, if Comcast isn't doing that, it's going to kick them in the ass and they're going to have to start doing that. So I know Google, while they're this big company and they probably do shitty things, I know that they're not going to like fuck me over if I'm like...
They're not more so like focused on like, okay, we have to do what's best for the people. They seem to do what's best for the market, which usually ends up being best for the people just because like they create more competition and they make things better. And it just so happens that benefits us.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, and just I hope that'll be cool because I like seeing companies that are kind of like breaking industries. I hate that whole shit though that you see. It's like these these two college students disrupted an entire insurance.
This ugly fuck is getting more.
Yeah, I hate those, but like I like when you see companies like disrupt a market like Tesla and SpaceX and stuff.
Ooh, I love Tesla.
Like I'm excited for I think I told you about it, but Tesla, I found out they're doing semi trucks. They're gonna be like full electric and full autonomous. But they Elon Musk was talking about like how powerful they are, and because people were like, oh, an electric semi truck probably not that doesn't have that much torque. But he's like, oh well, one of our electric Tesla semi trucks could actually tow a normal semi truck backwards up a hill. So I'm like, oh.
He
Cool.
said it while giving a double middle finger to the crowd.
Yeah. And
God, I love. I was about to say Nikola Tesla. He's cool too, but Elon Musk is just so
he does
awesome.
get a
I
lot
love
of
it.
criticism for like a lot of people think the government just like gives him a shit ton of money and doesn't. And while that's like good, he's making good things. There's not really any other competition because these other people like so there's not room for like competition when it comes to like Tesla and stuff and SpaceX. There's like all these other companies that are like
man,
small.
I don't know what's gonna happen without all the SpaceX competition. Like,
I know.
they're gonna charge billions and billions of dollars for rides up into the moon.
Well, I saw some shit about like NASA was doing something. It wasn't space related at all. It was like something about like oceans and I was like, okay, cool, but why aren't, and I know it's like funding and stuff, but like, God, that fucking sucks that NASA isn't out doing NASA shit. Like,
They don't have money to. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
They're
It sucks
literally
that they
given
can't.
like 0.05% of the budget, and
I know.
the most they've gotten like recently was like they got 20 billion like before Obama left, which that's not enough to fund a trip to Mars.
There's now 2 flies in the room. I don't know why this keeps happening to me.
Damn it! Well, you have your fucking door open, wide open, wide.
I mean, I threw some Chipotle away, but I faced it down.
Oh,
So that means it doesn't exist.
yeah. I don't know what's
But-
going on.
I don't know. But I feel like it would be really awesome if we were just like, all right, NASA, you get whatever money you want because it's 2017 and we just like innovation with space was like skyrocketed in 1960s.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of like stayed there.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like,
it was because we had to beat Russia.
I know, and that's a big reason, but if
Now
Tesla
that
can just be a
we're
private,
BFFs with Russia, there's
Yeah,
there's
now
nothing
we
to do.
are.
Like, yeah.
but like if SpaceX can do all the stuff they're doing and they're just some company that's like funded, by Elon Musk and whatever
by
else they're funded.
Some random billionaire.
I know, like Elon Musk is just like SpaceX is like, Elon, money, and then he's like, okay, there you go, and then they go build a rocket.
Yeah.
But if we could do that shit with NASA, then like
5 years ago, did you think that the leading person in space exploration would be the creator of PayPal? I didn't.
I did, and everyone laughed at me. I used PayPal for the first time, and I was like,
This guy's.
there's
gonna do
something
big
else to
things.
this. But-
I don't understand how much did PayPal or how much did it have to sell for him to be able to buy Tesla? Well,
Make Tesla.
wait. Oh, I'm pretty sure it was a thing before.
Really? Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
I
You can
thought
look it
he,
up
like-
while I talk. Regardless, make or buy Tesla, but it's probably because that's a really profitable company that's making him a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw he had a plan that was like, make this electric car so that I can build this cheaper electric car. Then I make that one so I can build this even cheaper electric car, which I can make the money for that into an affordable electric car.
Well,
And
I
they're
think
getting
because
close
he
to
started
that
out
now.
like with really expensive.
Yeah, because like you have to be profitable at first.
It was him and like 4 other people that founded it, so I don't
okay.
think it's like just him.
Funded
but
it or created it?
created it. So I don't know.
You said funded it.
Founded. That's
Founded,
what I'm
okay.
saying. But yeah, I mean,
Alright.
it's cool, and I like the idea of like an affordable Tesla because I know right now their Model X is there, the Model 3. It's the Model 3. That's the new one. That's like more affordable. It looks cool. Sorry. But it looks more affordable, and that was Jacob. He's probably calling me with a work question. But it's hold on, you can start talking. I'll just.
I would love to have a Tesla, just like what is it? Is it? I can't remember the guy from Rooster Teeth. Burns. Is it Bobby Burns? No, that's the annoying YouTuber, right?
Yeah, it's something Burns.
I don't know why I know his name. I've seen him on Funhouse a lot.
Bernie Burns.
Bernie Burns. Yeah,
That's it.
he has a Tesla, and God, it'd be
I mean, the
So
coolest
cool.
thing about them is the linear acceleration.
and the fact that it doesn't kill the Earth as much.
Because pretty much it doesn't have to, like, it's not like a normal car like ours where it just like has gears and like when you're accelerating it has to switch into a new set of gears to move.
Mhm.
It's just like
Sure,
and then it's at
that's cool.
120. not that fast, but it's just like an
Yeah.
instant. So that's gotta feel cool.
Yeah.
But
God.
I just keep saving. Well, I haven't recently like looked into like investing. I bought a book called The Intelligent Investor, and it's like a fucking Bible. It's like a Harry Potter book.
Jesus.
But it's what I'm gonna start trying to do is like save investing, where it's not like I'm not like going into the market, but I'm like doing the S&P 500 and compound interest with savings. So
yeah.
every month I just put this much money in, and then over time, because the interest is fucking crazy. Woody's Gamertag talked about it. That's how I first found out about it. And
That's how Chris gets informed about all of his money issues.
and he talks about putting 1,000 in. I'm not at a place where I can put 1,000 a month in, but I can put 500. So what I'm going to start doing is $500 a month into this S&P account, and in 10 years, I even wrote down this shit. It's so much. In 10 years, I would have put 60,000 in it, just like of my own money. But what it would have in it with all the compound interest is like 110 grand. So
Extra or
that's like
would be-
110 total. So it's
Okay.
like 50 to almost 60 grand just interest. It's crazy how much. So I'm going to try and look into that more so
Okay.
I can be rich. So 10 years from now, I'm going to still not, I'm going to be
upper
doing
middle
all right.
class.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Well, no, I mean that upper middle class means your income. That's
Yeah,
not
my
gonna be an
income.
income. That's just left over.
Well, the
That's to
main
pay
thing-
for your college.
The whole idea of it is, the whole idea of it is to, over the course of 20 years, and you put $1,000 in a month, then you'll be a millionaire. And then it takes like 22 years for that to turn into $1 million, and that turns 6 and 7 years from that, it's $2 million, and then it just keeps getting, because the interest, while you're putting in the same amount, the interest is like getting higher and higher the more you do. It's crazy. And I know you guys are like, Chris, talk about this more.
I was gonna say, can I just say this is
Everyone's
worse
getting out
than
their
us talking
notepads.
about or Baby Driver and net neutrality last week. I'm sorry.
Well, I
This
think
is
that's a great
so
way to
fucking
segue
boring.
into our sponsor.
Oh yeah. Which sponsor is it this week, Chris?
Well, still Burger King. They're
Oh.
back and better. They're back and they're kind of the
Yeah.
same. I saw on Instagram they're doing $6 Whopper deal where you get 2 Whoppers, $6.
Wait. That I don't know the exact price of like the side and the drink, but that
Oh, hold on.
sounds
We
like
gotta
a
get our.
oh,
We're
yeah.
sponsoring them. We gotta.
That sounds like a worse deal than the meal deal because you're just getting 2 Whoppers for $6.
I'm
rather
wondering
than-
if they got like they don't have the meal deal right now,
Oh,
so
they
this
better
deal
not.
is maybe better.
I
don't know
that
if-
commercial is
They're not actually sponsoring us, so
Yeah.
I don't know as much as I would like to.
that commercial is the lifeline of our comedy.
Yeah, pretty much. But right when I saw that ad, I had to send it to Reese, and I was like, we have to let the people know.
Yeah, I am saddened by the fact that if they did take out the meal deal, because that was, we had it once and it was great.
Yeah,
and I
it
haven't
was-
ha-
we
I have
used it
not
so
had Burger
much.
King since.
Well, when I got these crowns, I didn't want to just walk in and buy these crowns. So I went to the drive-thru and ordered their like dollar chicken sandwich, and I was like, "Hey, can I get 2 of your crowns? It's for a bit."
Did you say it's
no?
for
I
a
didn't
bit?
say that,
Yeah.
but the guy was just like, "Sure." But so
Oh, do you have a kid with you? No. Oh, that's gonna be extra.
I should have
then.
been like, "I have 2 kids. I'm a single dad."
The Burger King in Byron is being torn down now, so they're starting work on that bank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it is no more.
Did
Sadly.
you guys hear that?
Yeah. There's no more Burger King in
We can
Byron.
take these off.
All right.
But also,
Was it good? Was the chicken sandwich good?
it was all right. I mean, I stuffed it down my gullet as I was driving 80 miles an hour on the highway.
All right.
But it was decent.
Because I had Culver's for lunch, and I don't know. I need to vary up my my fast food intake.
The main fast food that I mainly just eat a shit ton of Chipotle, but I used to not, but Chipotle is like filling, and I can usually get 2 servings out of it. The last time I fucking got it, I usually get the burrito bowl. They must have put 2 burrito bowl worth of burrito bowl in this, because it was heavy. I usually just order it online and pick it up on my breaks, and I was like, this is heavy as shit. And I opened it up, and dear Christ, this thing was full, and
Jesus.
I ate, and I was like, oh my god, and then I looked, and I was like, that's a whole nother bowl.
So I just had to finish
So
it.
I couldn't. There was no way I could fit that much food in me. So I folded it up and ate it when I got home. That's the reason I like that, is because I get usually 2 meals out of it.
If I liked Mexican food, I would do Chipotle because the other fast
It's
food
not
places
like-
for the price are like,
Chipotle is like, it's not like how, well, Taco Bell is not like, no, there's like, the only resemblance is there's salsa and you can get,
Oh.
but it's,
salsa.
but maybe we'll go sometime. You can get the thing I get, because the reason that makes it good is you don't like sour cream, do you?
I don't think I have it.
So
I've had it in a while. Or
what I
just
usually get is I just get a
never.
bowl, and then they put some rice in it, whatever rice, either white or black, or no, white or brown rice.
I say there's no black
Yeah, I was
rice.
gonna say, oh, what kind of rice have you been eating? I don't know. But it's either white or brown rice, and then black or pinto beans. That's where I got mixed up. And then you can get whatever meat you want. And then there's like a whole bunch of shit. I get the corn, extra sour cream, extra cheese. I make sure that they do that.
Can I get the option to get no beans? I don't really like beans.
You can, but it helps because I'm not like a beans guy on their own.
I don't like beans.
You really don't like beans, or you're just not a fan of beans? Because I'm not a fan of beans, but it makes the bowl like it adds. Because it's just a lot of stuff in this bowl. So like when you're taking a bite out of that, it adds a little bit more. I got some in the trash still. If you want to like try.
I'll have to try.
Flies here.
But like my current fast food places are like just because I don't want to go to Rockford just to get some fast food. So like there's
Yeah.
McDonald's in Byron, and whenever I work, I just get some food from Culver's.
Yeah.
But like today, since I went to one in Rockford, I couldn't use my discount because it's just a different location. And
Oh really? You
Yeah.
can't just use.
well, I'm pretty sure I can't.
You should try.
I should have asked.
I would try.
They
They probably just don't give a shit. You just be like, I work at Culver's, and they're just like, okay. You just don't
I
even
could have
look
showed
for
him my
proof.
hat because I always have that in my car.
Mhm.
My True Blue Crew hat. Anyways, I got a double bacon cheeseburger with fries and a lemonade. It was $8.
$8. Well, I spend more than that. I spend like $9.16 at Chipotle.
But you get full after that. I got nap full. I was like, oh man.
Well, no matter
I
what,
feel
when you
like
get
a
fast food, like I brought up with the Egg McMuffin thing, where it's like you have your whole day planned out, and then the one Egg McMuffin, and
Oh,
you're just like
yeah.
done.
But I mean, with this, I kind of planned it out because I was like, I'm gonna want to take a nap after this, so
Well,
I
usually when-
should get some fast food because I was at this house because I forgot my computer at my mom's house before I came here because
Our parents are divorced.
Jesus. My real goal of coming to Rockford was to do back to school shopping, and then I was like, oh yeah, I can just stay at Dad's house until the podcast. And I had nothing to do because I don't think Dad has cable up there.
No,
Was-
because we haven't had a TV. Our dad brought the only TV we had down to his barber shop, and so we haven't had a TV, but we finally just got one. But we don't have cable or anything hooked up because I've just been paying
Yeah.
for internet. So,
I was just there from like
well, he
I
hooked
think
his
it was
computer
like
up
from
to
2
it.
o'clock. Oh gosh.
So you could. That's what that long HDMI cord going from the computer to the TV is.
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah,
So-
he just watches his Hogan's Heroes on that
Jeez.
all night.
From 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I had nothing to do, and so I was like, I'll get some Culver's, just eat a nice, unhealthy meal, and then I'll be out for like 3 hours. I took a nap from like 3 to 5:30,
Yeah.
so it was good, and I felt horrible after it.
I could
because-
tell you looked like shit when I got home. I looked
Yeah.
at you and I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
I live a sad life. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I do this, but whenever I'm like, yeah, I'm doing something healthy, I always offset it with something else. Like, I haven't drank soda in the past 3 weeks. I've been eating so much more fast food though. It's
Well,
so bad.
Start doing meal prep. It's not like the I make. Usually the pasta's really good because it's always like pasta's good, but yeah. But it's that's what I do, and I know that I always have like somewhat healthy meals, and then it's just whenever I eat fast food, it's not like because I'm hungry I gotta eat fast food.
Yeah, normally what I do is I just like ignore it. I ignore my hunger.
You just go throw up in the bathroom.
No,
Maybe
that's,
that'll
that's
help.
the opposite
I know.
effect. But like I'll be hungry and like I just use my own apathy as a way to just get away from fast food, and sometimes it helps because the McDonald's in Byron is trash and they're always really really slow. It's like one time I went through, I was like, I'll get some McDonald's for lunch. So I was pulling in, saw that the drive-through was backed up halfway into the parking lot. I was like, all right, and I immediately turned around and left and just made a ham sandwich at home.
Oh fuck.
Hey, what do you got against ham sandwiches?
Well, you know what? I haven't had Subway in a while.
Subway's pretty good. I had it
I fuck with
semi
Subway.
recently. Yeah, it's good. One of the last times I had it, I saw my English teacher, Mr. Gura, there, and I said hi to him, and he because we'd been interacting more through the summer because he taught or instructed lifting sometimes for football. I play football, by the way. I don't. I quit.
Oh, quitter.
He threw his 67-cent Subway gift card at me, and I had 67 cents off of my Subway purchase, and it was
He was probably
so
like,
great.
there you go, Reese. He's not going to use it. He doesn't need that many cents.
Oh,
You're like,
no.
all right, see you later. Yeah, how much is on this?
That's the exact thing that happened.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
But Subway's pretty good. I wish there's a Jimmy John's closer though. Because
I don't-
sometimes I'm not in the mood for a hot sandwich. Sometimes I want something that is like a nice like deli type sandwich, and Jimmy John's does that best.
I get you, and I have to be like really hungry just because I ate the shit out of Jimmy John's senior year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
and
I haven't had it in a long time.
yeah, it's just like all right to me now. The sandwiches that are good, Jersey Mike's is pretty good. They have
I
one
haven't
near
had
my
them.
work, and they're good. I don't know where else is pretty good.
Potbelly is really good. They have some pretty
Yeah.
good hot sandwiches. They have a meatball sub and a pizza sandwich, which they're basically interchangeable. But ooh.
Well, I got a discount at Potbelly's because I used to work at Office Max, and there's
Oh.
a Potbelly right next to them. And the lady would always come in and like get stuff, like if they need paper or just like random shit.
Mhm.
And one time there was something that was like messing up, so I fixed it for her. It was like a sale that it wasn't going on or something, and I was like, it wasn't. I didn't do something that I shouldn't have done, but I helped her out. It was like but it was
You
like
went out of your way to help her.
yeah, or just like she wasn't getting a price or something, and I was like, let me just fix it for you. And it was just one of those normal retail things, but she really appreciated it. So whenever I would go into Potbelly, I'd get a discount.
Oh,
She was like
that's
the
nice.
manager.
That's
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Potbelly is. Ooh, I love
Well,
it.
Taco Bell, like, I don't get their like lunch or dinner. I just get their breakfast. Like when I work
Yeah.
at the grocery store on the weekends, like in the morning, I'll usually go. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. It's like you get the AM Crunch Wrap. I've talked about it in videos. The AM Crunch Wrap, the sausage one. I get extra sauce because they don't put enough on it to begin with. So you get extra sauce, and it comes with the 2 cinnamon delights, and then I
Ooh.
get a Mountain Dew Kickstart. This is so good. And I don't know, because I break out like not on the face. I used to have bad acne and I took Accutane, so I think that made sure my face doesn't break out. But I get it like anywhere
You can
else.
just take some Accutane.
Accutane. That's funny. But so I have to like be careful here, and I don't think it's when I drink pop. I used to think it was that. I think it's food, which I know usually a lot of
Yeah.
people bust that myth and say no, it doesn't matter what you eat, but I think it does. Like, because when I'll like just drink water for 2 weeks straight, if I have fast food, I'll notice it. Maybe I just have oily skin. Maybe I don't know what it is,
Mhm.
but it's
Yeah, I'm pissed at all the girls on Twitter saying like you see those tweets like
Oh,
look at
Jesus
you girl
Christ.
drinking your water
oh,
and
fuck
doing that shit. I'm like, it has done nothing for me.
I know. I hate that when they're just
Even
like,
though it is like so much better for you than soda, but still,
I know,
God
like,
damn
yeah.
it, my skin is no clearer than it was 3 weeks ago.
it's an annoying thing on Twitter where it's like, mind your business, drink plenty of water. I don't see it as much anymore. It was like a big phase for a while. Every time I saw that shit, I would call it out. I'd be like, chill with the water shit. Because while I do agree, it's a lot healthier for you, I don't notice a difference when I drink pop. I
No.
honestly don't. The only thing is like sugar crash. Like,
Yeah, I thought that like drinking less like or just consuming less sugar would help me be awake more, just because
Mhm.
like I would be more naturally awake, not like getting the sugar highs and stuff like that. But I guess it has kind of worked because I've been very bored these past few weeks, but I haven't taken many naps.
well, that's good. I don't
That's
take,
good. Oh, I throughout summer I would take naps all the time.
Well, I
like,
used to take a shit ton of naps, but like now I know if I take a nap I'm gonna be up all night. But since I've gotten a lot better at knowing like how caffeine works and what it does to you and stuff, because I use it all the
you
fucking time.
consume it in like 3 different variations.
Yeah, what my favorite one to use is 5 Hour Energy, because I don't have to drink a big fucking thing of anything. I just drink a little thing and I can drink water all day. But the biggest thing, like whenever I'd get Red Bull, I would get the sugar free, even though it tasted like even more ass. I know that if I get the one with sugar in it, I'm just gonna crash an hour and a half later.
Yeah.
And also I found out that a lot of times people, how they get addicted to caffeine is they'll have some, midway through the day, just if they're tired at work, and then by the time they try to go to bed later, they're still kind of wired. But when they go to bed, their body's producing so much melatonin to try and block out the caffeine. That's why you, like, when you wake up the next day, you're just so like, oh my god, because your body like overproduced melatonin.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do? More caffeine, because you're feeling like shit the next day. So that's usually how people get into it. So the only way to like really just kind of kick that shit off balance is like a week with no caffeine and work out a lot,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not gonna do because I hate my job way too much to not have caffeine while I do it. So it's like the most I can do is like a weekend without caffeine, but
Mhm.
I only do that when I'm like starting to not feel the effects of caffeine as much, and I'm like, I need to take a break, because
You're chasing that high.
yeah. So when I usually take a day or two off, then when I go back to it, it's like, oh, it works again.
I did notice that like the first week or so was pretty bad, where I'd wake up just super groggy.
Mhm.
Like
The headaches are the worst.
Yeah, I would go through basically withdrawal from
Yeah, I mean, it
caffeine.
is.
Like
You
I
do
would
get
get
'em.
I would get headaches and shit like that. But like, I noticed that I don't really have the craving for it anymore. Like I don't like sometimes I would just be sitting in my chair on my computer and be like, I'm gonna go get a soda from a gas station, and I'd go like start my car, waste gas, go pay 85 cents for a 32 ounce and drink it. Now, I'll just like I have. It's also because this water bottle that I have holds like 3.5 cups of water. And so just having that, so I can just drink that throughout the day.
It is easier
And, like,
having something that just like
yeah.
you refill.
Yeah, like I lost my other water bottle that could hold like a similar amount, so I just use a cup that could hold like a very like a smaller amount. I drink it, and then like because I'd have to go up and fill it a bunch of times, like I
Yeah.
just wouldn't do that and get a big soda.
Well, I don't necessarily have cravings. Like my body's not like, hey, get caffeine. It's just my
Chris
mind.
doesn't
It's like
feel.
it's like a mental addiction. I use it as fuel because I'm like,
That's
okay,
not what I said.
oh, that's what
I
did you
said
say?
Chris doesn't feel. You don't have cravings. You don't have wants. You only have needs.
Oh well, I don't like that the last few seconds happened. Anyways, it's more of like a mental like, hey, if you drink some caffeine, you'll be more motivated. You'll want to write down video ideas. If I have caffeine when I'm leaving work, then I'm like, oh, I know when I get home, I'll have the energy to write a video or make a video rather than getting home. And usually whenever I just walk into my house, it's like I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'll usually just try and like if I can hold off from taking caffeine until like 4 or 5 o'clock when I get off work. That means I know when I go home, I'm gonna get shit done, and that's the main thing. It's not like my body saying, "Hey, get it." It's like
Caffeine seems to be a lot more potent for you. I don't get any of that. Like,
well, you haven't tried brand new
Yeah,
5 Hour Energy.
then again, yeah, the only caffeine I would consume is soda.
Because
So
then you
I
also
get
have the sugar.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
I mean, that's
yeah,
the thing.
I've never drank coffee. Well, I have drank it before.
Coffee's
And
fucking ass. I
Yeah.
hate it so much.
the worst experience I've ever had with it was you. I'm pretty sure you and Ethan were there at like Barnes and Nobles. They were handing out little samples of like latte
I
things,
think I kind of remember that.
and I took one. I saw whipped cream and some chocolate. I was like, ooh, my little
That
fat
probably
boy self.
That probably wasn't bad though. It sounds like one of their like good coffee like things. But you're probably just
No
young.
coffee tastes good.
Well, if you
I
get,
think
like-
it always tastes bitter. Like it was not when you're expecting like a hot chocolate.
Well, I guess if you're
and
expecting like,
drink that. I was like,
usually anything that's like a mocha drink or something like that, they usually taste like so little like coffee. It's good.
I don't really.
But
I
the
just
only
don't
time
the
I like
taste of
drink coffee is like, yesterday I didn't have any like I didn't bring my own caffeine to work. I didn't have any 5 Hour Energy or anything like that. And they give out coffee at my job, and so I was like, okay, I went and got a little cup, and I just like I have to put so much creamer in it to just muscle it down. It's like that's what makes it really unhealthy. It's just all the creamer. I don't put sugar in it because I know
Yeah.
what sugar does, but so I'll just do that and like guzzle, and then on my break I'll just go to the gas station and get one of those just because I'm like hate coffee. The only coffee I like is blueberry coffee, which sounds awful, but once I put a shit ton of creamer in it, I like anything blueberry flavor.
Are there any other topics we can talk about other than caffeine? Because feel like we've been on this one for a long time.
You're right.
It looks like you have a lot written down. So
The only other one I was gonna just bring up my how I work too much, and I think
Oh.
that's why my videos like I've been getting into videos this week. I mean, I was gonna do 3 videos this week. I only did 1 because the Office trivia night kind of threw me off because I didn't get to
Yeah.
do anything that day, and I was gonna have one out for today, which is Friday, or this Friday just passed for you guys watching, but I just didn't get the chance. I've been working so fucking much, and so I'm cutting back on my second job, or my old job that is now my part-time job. I've been cutting back on that so that all week I have time, because I want to put out like a few videos a week and then this podcast. So that that's why there hasn't been a video in or that hasn't been that many consistent videos.
and for all you Wazies out there,
Oh, God.
I've been uploading these past 2 years mainly because I hate myself, and I hate myself for creating that channel.
Fortunately, a lot of you people probably don't know about Wazer Games. That was Reese's old YouTube channel.
Still kind of my main YouTube channel because that's the one I'm subscribed to all
You
my
could change
accounts
the
on.
name. I almost guarantee.
Yeah, I will when I start uploading again.
You just change it now.
Why? No one's
I
gonna
don't know.
see it.
No reason to. No reason not to.
They go to Wazer Games. They see no videos, which I should unlist or unlist some of them. I guess I just should say make some of them public again, because like some of them were entertaining. Like recently, like me, Chris, Joe, Jacob, and Noah would sometimes play Grand Theft Auto 5, and we'd record for like fucking 3 hours, and then I'd cut that down, and like they were kind of entertaining videos because we
I
all
miss
would
that
have
game.
fun. Yeah, I just played it in so
Me
long.
and Jacob always, whenever we talk about it, it's always like there is so much work to be done just to make so little money in that game.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to get at the point where I'm just giving free money Okay, hold on. The video stopped.
Oh, that's a sign we should wrap it
Yeah,
up
it's
soon. But we
stopped.
can talk about it for a while.
The I was
I
gonna
thought I was
say.
gonna sneeze. Oh, I hate that. Oh, okay.
Now you look like you just. That looks awful.
But the like how, like you do a lot of work and you don't get that much money.
Yeah, like, because I don't want it to be free money because then you get bored of the game. But I want it to be like, I think we should be able to play for an hour of missions or whatever, and then just be able to jump right in and buy some cool shit and have fun.
Yeah.
And then do it again. I don't want like 5 hours and then we've got enough money to buy a really nice car. That's too much. So they need to work on that, I think, if they can.
They have added a lot of fun looking things.
I know, but it's
like,
also expensive.
Like
That's
there's
the
a
thing.
car that's just a ramp.
Mhm.
You can drive. Oh, that looks fun.
Well, then there's also a
mo-
motorcycle that flies.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, Jesus Christ.
That looks fucking awesome. I
Apparently
love
it's
that.
pretty like shitty though. Like it
It
doesn't land easily.
and also you can't use the boost in air. You can only do it on the ground. I've heard.
and you can't carry other people.
But still, it looks fucking hilarious. Like I've been watching, the main channel I watch like nowadays is like for video games and funny stuff is Funhouse.
Mhm.
They always do like Grand Theft Auto 5 stuff, and so they've always made the joke that it looks like you're fucking like Harry Potter flying through the air,
Mhm.
like as you're on it. It looks so dumb but so funny.
Yeah, the Saints Row 3 was always really funny. If you
Oh.
had someone on a motorcycle with you,
Yeah.
it always just like looked like the most awkward shit. But
That was a good game.
So,
that
yeah,
was
but-
that was an enjoyable one. But anyways, the original topic was just Wazer games in general, and then also I had like some kind of useful Sony Vegas 12 or 13, whatever, beginner tutorial videos.
I bet you sounded really good on those. Mature.
No, it was like a year or two ago.
Oh, really? Well, maybe you actually
they
did then.
they weren't bad because I like there's always people that look for like, okay, shit, how do I like trim a clip in this? What's the best way to render something?
Mhm.
And I knew that, man.
Yeah, that's why you made such good content.
And I wasn't the kind of guy. I hate so many YouTube tutorials that are like, yo, what is up, guys?
I
It
know,
is
'cause-
me, Reese from Wizard Games, and I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to do. And they go
'Cause
on for
usually you're just
another
like-
2 minutes, like introducing themselves, like they're fucking Daenerys from Game of Thrones. Like this is
'cause
the
whenever you're-
unburnt, the Queen of Dragons, the Queen of the Roy, shit like that. Like fuck
Whenever
off.
you're editing and you're just like, I need to find out how to do this really quick, you're usually just kind of like got your headphones on and you're just like kind of quietly doing something, and then just like you hear dubstep and yo,
That's why-
what is up, my Wazer gamers?
That's why with those videos, I would try not to add an intro. I'd be like, hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to do like these 3 simple things. If you want to skip to one of them, I have the timestamp
Well,
in
intros
the
are dead too. Like
description.
I
Yeah,
still
they-
see people use them, which it's like I don't think it's smart to use them because like just even
What kind of intro? Like how I would have like the Wazer Games intro, or
well, just
like
an intro in general, just like
like-
something that is not you. It's music and pre-rolled.
yeah,
That's why like I switch because people like the first old man burp. The first 5 seconds of like the video, like people are like using that to decide if they want to watch this video, and
Yeah.
like people's attention spans get so much shorter. That's why I switched to the just the Chris James thing that pops up as I'm talking.
yeah, that's a lot more useful.
And because then I can get right into it and all that. But people who still have like dubstep and music and just like their name, and it's like you're
Yeah.
telling me I know nothing about this content. And some people take 30 seconds, and you're just like sitting there, and it's like still like in dubstep, and you're just like fuck, if you're there that long. But
I at this point, I don't know if I want to just get rid of the channel eventually, or if like when I do start actually making videos in like
I would keep
17
it 'cause
years.
it's hard to get that many subscribers. Like I
But
just got
how
to
many of
100.
those are like they're not going to see my videos because that algorithm is very real, and I'm not going to get into anyone's sub boxes because like sometimes you just don't get put in them. Like if you don't upload for years at a time,
Well,
like
still.
you're buried.
Well, you're still like, well, if some people are looking at their subscriptions, no matter what, you're still gonna pop up in the subscriptions, not the not their
Oh yeah,
homepage.
I was thinking of the homepage.
But I mean, because
But
the
not
hardest.
not many people are like us, where we just like default go to the subscriptions. A lot of people use the homepage.
Well, yeah, so do I. But I mean, also, if someone hasn't uploaded, like if I haven't watched a channel that I'm subscribed to, or if they haven't posted a video in so long, YouTube, I think. So if you made your first video back on the channel, like a really good one, it's no matter what, that video is probably gonna pop up on their homepage because YouTube's gonna be like, oh, they haven't posted. Maybe they'll want to see this.
Yeah.
But it's the first 100 is from my understanding, the hardest number to get to is just the first 100. From then
Yeah.
on, it just comes a little bit easier to get more.
And if I use that one,
So
I'm
I'm not
still
sure.
going to
We'll see.
technically be better than you because I have 119.
We'll see. I've been at 100 since since I posted on Facebook about it. I haven't posted really since.
Yeah.
But
And also when the time comes that I do want to upload, I don't even know what I want to do because like what I imagine my YouTube would be is just a portfolio of like shit I make.
we
not
should do a podcast
necessarily-
on your channel called Brothers Times 2.
Yeah, Brothers Squared.
Brothers Squared.
But like because I eventually want to become a filmmaker. You know, making movies and shit like that, writing them.
Steven Spielberg over here. Don't forget us when you're famous.
I will. You first. I won't forget you.
Well.
Like, I'd probably just use YouTube as, like, the portfolio for showing off what I can do and shit like that. Like, I don't really care about getting famous on YouTube necessarily, because it's a very shafty platform that can fall right, like, it's the sword
Well, it's
that
not
you
just
can
that.
trip
It's
onto.
also hard to, like, break out of YouTube, like, because a lot of people, if you get so famous on YouTube, you're just a YouTuber still. Or
Yeah.
you're a YouTuber that was on a TV show, you know? It's, like, hard to break out of being
And then
a
you
YouTuber.
become Logan Paul.
A god.
Yeah. I should strive to be like him.
Well, I think we should wrap it up here.
Yeah.
If you're still watching, I think this week's keyword to let us know if you're still watching should be Wazer Gamer.
Or, I think
Why
the
do you have to
keyword...
dispute my keywords?
Huh? Because I think it should be also about how long we talked about fucking caffeine.
Yeah, but Wazer Gamer is like obscure. Like caffeine, I get.
Yeah,
Wazer
yeah.
Gamer is like people
Yeah,
gonna
I
wonder.
get people commenting randomly caffeine on my show.
No, we want to
Like-
confuse people.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
one thing, caffeine, although it will still kind of confuse people, Wazer Gamer confuse people even more.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a Whopper meal deal.
Didn't Jacob only do it last time?
Jacob,
Jacob?
Jacob and Joe.
Jacob and Joe. Okay, so yeah,
the
our,
loyals.
our core audience.
So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if more people watch.
Yeah.
Then
Next time, maybe have a little more structure, less talk about fucking caffeine.
I don't know. I mean, no matter what, and I know like, because when I listen to podcasts of people that I like, usually like sometimes they'll always worry about like, are we being interesting enough? Are we talking about funny stuff? And I'm like thinking to myself, I don't give a shit. I just want to hear you guys talk for an hour or two. You know, I don't know if we have anyone that like that, but if we do, then
Screw them.
screw them. But usually for the most part, like even if it's just like someone I know and like I find them relatively interesting and I'm bored like in podcast mood, I'll still want to listen to what they're
I guess the
talking
caffeine wasn't the biggest issue. The one that legitimately bored me was your talk about money.
about. Okay, I talked about that for like 12 seconds.
No, it was not. It was a good amount where you explaining this like banking process that everyone understands how interest works, Chris.
Okay, but
I was
compound
in
interest
sixth grade
investing,
math.
it was an interesting idea. Anyways, all right, I'm not gonna talk about it more because then you're just gonna give me more shit.
Yeah, I
Thanks
will.
guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. You can go check out last week's podcast, or probably don't because it's not that good. Hold on, mine's up.
All right. Have a good week, guys, and don't forget, you always have two brothers.
Please don't make that our thing, because I don't want that to be like. And don't forget, you always have two brothers.